The crowd is going round. Yes. And wait, did I do that wrong? Let me do that. Retry. Okay, this is soccer. Okay, not basketball. Not basketball. I should be dribbling with my feet, right? Okay, right. Okay, with my feet. The crowd is going back wild, going crazy. Ah, yes! Ah! Thank you, crowd. Thank you, crowd. Thank you, guys. You don't have to applaud so much. Thank you so very much. Now, I know you all are wondering, who is this lady? I mean, she came out here dribbling with her hands. I mean, this is soccer, right? She should be dribbling with her feet. Well, hi. My name is Mrs. German, and I am from Utica Elementary Middle School, where I teach 6th grade math. Now, I may not know a lot about soccer, but that took a lot out of me. I may need some more practice. But I do know a lot about statistics, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. So, we're going to be using 2 standards to talk about statistics. Now, our focus for today when we talk about statistics is soccer. So let's get started. Our standard for today is 6.SP1, which is to recognize a statistical question as one that anticipates variability in the data related to the question and accounts for it in the answers. So, what does all of that mean? And what kind of vocabulary are we going to be using today? Well, as in our standard, we're going to be talking about statistical questions. We're also going to be talking about variability. And we're also going to be talking about data. So, let's figure out some of our vocabulary words. So, we have something that says collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data. Well, that is statistics. And by the end of today, you guys will be statisticians, because you're going to be able to collect, analyze, interpret, and present data. Now, what are questions that are used to investigate a real-world problem? Something that is, of course, real, that happens in everyday life and can have a variety of answers. That is a statistical question. Bing! The next one is information. Now, we get information all of the time. And you can think about information that you get from off of the web, through technology. You can get information from your peers. You can get information from your parents at home. Well, what we're doing today, our information that we're going to be talking about is data. Now, when we have that data and we have a collection of information or data relating to one thing, that is a data set. So a collection of information, which is data, is a data set. Now, a variety of things that we're going to be using today stems from variability. And excuse me, I don't think I said that right. I said variability, but we're going to be saying variability. Got it? Not variability. And we know that it may be spelled that way, but we say variability. Vary, stemming from the word variety, or vary. Now, when we have a variation of all of the data that we're using today, We call that a spread. When we have a typical value in a data set, typical is kind of like, I typically wear shoes. Something that you see majority of the time. And a lot of people want to refer to that as the center of attention. Typically you see me. Hopefully, well, we're going to say the center. So a typical value in a data set is, I'm here, the center. Thanks for pointing that out to me. Pew, pew, pew. Last, we have the way in which something is spread out. Well, that is going to be called, it's right there. Yeah. The distribution. So here are our words for today. Statistics, in which we're going to be statisticians when we finish. We collect, analyze, interpret, and present data. Statisticians, using statistics. A statistical question or statistical questions are questions used to investigate real-world problems and can have a variety of answers. Data. Ding, 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 ding. Information. A data set is a collection of information relating to one thing. Now, is it variability or variability? Variability. Very good. That means a variety. Now, spread, a variation of all of the data. Center, the center of attention. It's a typical value in a data set. And then the distribution, the way in which something is spread out. So here I have some questions. And we're going to be using these questions to figure out, well, which one is statistical and which one is non-statistical. Now, when we think about a statistical question, we have to think about a question that is going to give us a variety of answers. 9 times out of 10, a statistical question is going to be something that is not a fact. And remember that a fact is something that we all know is true. So, when we're doing statistical questions, we are really not looking for the common facts that everyone knows. So keep that in mind as we go through our questions. Now, what was our theme that we're using today? Remember, it's not no, not basketball. Correct, it is soccer. So before we start, what do we know about soccer? Oh, wait. Too many answers, guys. Too many answers. Okay, heard one that stood out. Yes. Soccer. Yes. In most countries, it is called football. Oh, yeah, that was a good one. I heard another one. The players on the team? Yes. The max number of players is 11. Good job. All right, and our last one? Of players is 12. Wait, not 12. What did you say again? 11. Good job. And the last one, wow. Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Dates back more than 3,000 years. Huh, that's a long time. don't think. I wasn't even born then. Wow. 3,000 years? I wonder, did dinosaurs play? Huh. Okay, guys, I ran out of room, but good job. You guys are some champs for the day. 3 ones, yeah. So we got 3 medals and trophies. Let's see, how many more medals and trophies can we win today? So, let's get to our statistical questions. We know some things about soccer. We know our vocabulary words that we're going to use today. So, what are statistical questions? Which ones are statistical? Which ones are non-statistical? Bloop, bloop. Huh? It's upside down? Okay. Yeah, thanks guys. All right, what time does the game start? Let's think about this. Now, okay, yeah. I heard someone say, if it's going to be a fact, if it's something that everyone knows, it's not going to be statistical. Well, if everyone knows that the game starts at 6 o'clock p.m., guys, yes, that will be a non-statistical question. Everyone's going to make it at 6 o'clock for the game. It starts at 6. If I ask my mom, she would tell me 6. If I ask someone at school, they would also tell me the game starts at 6. If I ask the principal, he would also tell me that the game starts at 6. It is a non-statistical question. Not statistical. Good job. Next question. I got it up right this time. Thanks, guys. I know. How many players are on the soccer team? What? You guys have it up here. We know that there are 11 players. That's the max number of players on the soccer team. 11. That is a fact. We can also look at the team and start counting them. 2, 11 players. That is a non-statistical question. Everyone knows that. That is a common answer. The answer is not going to change. It is non-statistical. You guys are doing awesome, by the way. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, here we go. What time did each of the players on the team get up for the game? Now, in order for me to collect some data to answer this question, I will have to know what time did each of the players get up. Well, let's say person A got up at 8 o'clock. Person B got up at 1 p.m. Person C got up at 3 p.m. and person D got up at 2 a.m. I wonder what he was doing up so early. But hey, did everyone get up at the same time? Right. No one got up at the same time. Do we know what time everyone is going to get up? No, they're all different people. Everyone wakes up at a different time. So, would this one be considered statistical? You bet it is. This is a statistical question. We have a variety of different answers. Everyone is not going to get up at the same time. This is a statistical question. Good job. How many chips are sold at the game? Is this a statistical question or a non-statistical question? I hear you thinking. I hear you thinking. Well, in order to collect information for this question, I can either go up to the snack counter, ask them, hey, how many chips did you guys sell today? Or I can interpret this question as, Let me count how many different bags of chips are sold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different bags of chips are sold. So how many chips are sold at the game? Depends on how we look at this question. We can either look at this question as us going to ask how many chips were sold. 1,000. Wow, they sold a lot of chips. Or we can say how many different bags of chips were sold. 4. Oh, that wasn't me. Either way, that's still going to give us one answer, one single answer that's not going to change. This would not be a statistical question. This is non-statistical. 2 more left, guys. I forgot. You guys are studying these questions correct. Whew. Have a couple more. Ha! This question says, how many points did the Mississippi Brilla score each game the last 2 years? Okay, wait, stop, time out. The Mississippi Brilla is a soccer team based here in Mississippi. We should add that to our chart for next time. So now, how many points did the Mississippi Brilla score each game the last 2 years? Well, if we were going to collect some information, data, I heard you. If we were going to collect some data to answer this question, we will have to do some digging. We will have to do some collecting. We would have to do some research to figure this out. We don't know that off of the top of our head. We can go look and we can find out, well, for last year, they played 12 games. And if I had to figure out how many points did they score for each game, I need to know, well, for the first game, they scored 2 points. The second game, they scored 3. The fourth game, they scored 0. The fifth game, they scored 1, and so on, and so on, and so on. I will have to find out each piece of data to answer this question. I will have to figure out, or I will have to look up and collect the data that's going to match. Am I only going to have one piece of information? No, I'm not. I'm going to have a lot of pieces. This is going to be considered a statistical question. Our last question. On average, what is the chip that is the fan favorite? Well, let's think again. What would I have to do to answer this question? Am I going to get one answer? Is this a fact? Let's see. Well, in order to collect some data for this question, I will have to figure out each fan's favorite chip. Now, is everyone going to like the spicy hots? I don't think so. Is someone going to like the plain chips? Maybe. Are some people going to like the barbecue chips? Maybe. Do we know exactly who is going to like what? No, it's not a fact then. We can also start counting out, all right? How many people like the spicy hots? How many people like the sour cream and onion? How many people like the barbecue chips? And how many people like the plain and original? Now, each one, I'm going to have to collect for each fan, and I'm going to get multiple answers. I'm going to get a variety of answers. So, now is this question going to be statistical or non-statistical? I hear you thinking. You are correct. This is a statistical question. Good job. So here we have collected 3 non-statistical questions and 3 statistical questions. And you guys did a good job of figuring out which ones were statistical and which ones were non-statistical. Now you can go out and you can collect your own data by using your own statistical questions. Now, our last standard is 6.SP.2. And that's reads to understand that a set of data collected to answer a statistical question has a distribution which can be described by its center, its spread, and overall shape. Now, what does that mean? Well, when we collect data to answer a statistical question, well, we can either have a distribution, we will have a distribution, and we can describe its center, its spread, and its overall shape. Now, we've already went over distribution, center, spread, and overall shape. We're going to look at that a bit later as well. So when we go back to spread, center, and distribution, remember that distribution is the way in which something is spread out. When we talk about spread, we talk about the variation of all of the data that we collect. And when we talk about a center, we talk about, the center of attention, the typical value in a data set. So let's look at this peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Well, when we make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, we don't just put the peanut butter and jelly on half of the sandwich. We have to make sure that the peanut butter and jelly is spread throughout. We have to make sure that everything is spread out. So when I am looking at spread, I talk about the variation of everything, of all of the data that we have. And when I talk about the distribution of how something is spread out, I'm talking about the peanut butter and the jelly, the pieces that we're using in our data. So today we have learned a lot of different pieces of information, and you guys are well on your way to being statisticians. Remember, that's dealing with statistics. And now we're going to let you go and practice that. So while you guys are at home, think of your own statistical questions that you guys can use in everyday life. Remember, it's about a real world problem. And remember, a statistical question is going to give you a variety of answers. So while you guys go out and practice using statistical questions, being statisticians, I'm going to practice on my soccer. Until next time, goodbye.